Joined now by the coach of the Riverview Ravens high school hockey team, Jordan Moss. The Ravens and Glace Bay Panthers playing game one tonight of the Cape Breton High School Hockey League final. Jordan, how excited are you for this final series?
I think it's going to be a really good series. We've had competitive games all year, so it's exciting to get going. And there's a little more on the line between us this year. Usually there's a little wild card game for whoever doesn't make it, but there's no wild card game, so it's winner goes to provincials, loser, season's over. So there's a lot more on the line this year.
Now, how many games is the series?
That's a 2 out of 3.
No shortage of urgency, I guess, for both teams heading into this one. We have had all the high school teams on this year, so we're not playing favorites focusing Riverview. It's just the timing that this has worked out to air right before the final series starts. You played for the then Riverview Redmen not that long ago. How surreal has it been to go from player to coach of the same team in such a short period of time?
It's awesome. Never really thought I would jump into it this quick, but Jimmy got me into it right away, and I was under him for a few years there, and it's just awesome. I wasn't expecting it at all. It's a pleasant surprise for sure, but I enjoy it a lot. It's keeping me back in the game, and it's very competitive still.
I know you had some odd start times in the semifinal there against Sydney Academy. What has the fan support been like coming out? Has there been challenges with schedule times? Been people going to watch the game since the restart?
It doesn't seem too bad. We've been getting some good fans over at the county. 10 a.m. start game one against Academy, and we still seemed to be over 100 people there. That's a pretty good crowd for Sunday morning. Hasn't been too bad since we came back.
One story kind of following Riverview around the last few years, I guess the start and stop nature of Red Cup. You get the announcement it's going to move to member 2, but then it doesn't end up happening because of everything going on with COVID. Were people in the school happy to know that the tournament was going to resume? What was the general thought process of how all that went down? And I guess how disappointed were the guys not to get to play in it this year?
The guys were definitely excited that they were going to get another Red Cup in. We only have 2 players that actually got to play in one. I felt bad for the guys, especially that were grade 11 this year and grade 12 this year. They missed out on 2 years now because of COVID. They were amped up, ready to go, but unfortunately, COVID had other plans for us this year again. Hopefully next year, it'll be good to go.
Now, they weren't disappointed that it was going to be at member 2, or they figured the atmosphere would be similar even with the Riverview fans traveling over?
I mean, they were definitely disappointed. County rink is their home rink, right? They definitely felt it was a little weird not to be there, but they were still ready to go. The rink doesn't matter that much. They just want to play.
I know there were some local tournaments that took place. Did your team participate in any tournaments off island this year?
We managed to get one in. It was Auburn's tournament up in Cole Harbour there. We actually won the tournament. That was around the start of the year. That's when we really came together as a team, I found, too, actually. We got to go to the one. We were supposed to go again in January, but that got canceled.
You talk about tournaments, and it's important to note that because Glace Bay in league play undefeated, but they didn't win every tournament game they were in. What does this final look like, do you think, from a matchup point of view? Do you think this is going to be a competitive, tight series?
I think it's going to be really tight. The games we played during the regular season were close, but we couldn't manage to really get one on them. But we played them in green and gold, and we won that one. We played them in their own tournament, the Panther Classic, and won that. So we're definitely confident that we can take them out despite the undefeated season.
Stepping away from ice hockey for a second, I'm going to give you the opportunity to plug your team that's playing in the Reggie Talbot Memorial Ball Hockey Tournament coming up.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. I'm excited. I haven't played ball hockey in a while, but Ryan, I work with him there. He asked me to play with him, and I'm excited to play with him. It's going to be fun to get back on the court.
Yeah, friend of ours, Mike McGinnis, putting that on for a friend who unfortunately passed away, so a great cause going on there. Now, I wanted to ask if somebody was watching the Riverview Ravens this year, who are some key players on this team that they should be looking out for?
We have our 2 grade 12, 1 forward, Noah McKinnon, and defense, Ireland Denny. They carry a lot of ice time. And then we have 2 young guys, grade 10s. I knew they were good, but they took me by surprise this year, Royce Balcom and Gahan Rector. Those 2 and Noah are actually aligned together, and they've been playing very well all year. Royce and Gahan actually finished 2 and 3 in scoring in the league as a grade 10. So I was very pleased with them guys, and they're definitely some guys to watch for.
Since the expansion to high school to grade 9, are grade 9s at all a factor in the league, or is it pretty much all 10 through 12 players?
It's mainly 10 through 12, but you do see some grade 9s. I know Academy and Memorial have a couple there, and we actually had one. He played a few games with us this year, Carter McDonald. He was a grade 9. If you're good enough to play, then absolutely. You can tell they're a bit smaller, but other than that, that doesn't mean anything.
Just how competitive has the Cape Breton League this year been, and were you happy with the quality of play this season?
It's been very competitive. I think the standings don't really show how tight it really was. Glace Bay, obviously, with the undefeated season. But we've had multiple games go to overtime with Academy and Memorial, and we've been close with Glace Bay as well. I think there's been lots of close games around the league. I was happy with the play this year.
That's very good to hear. And again, wish you all the best coming up in the final. Again, Riverview and Glace Bay. That starts tonight at 7 o'clock. Jordan, thanks for telling us all about it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That is Jordan Moss. He's the head coach of the Riverview Ravens. You're listening to the intermission of Uniglass Plus Cape Breton Eagles Hockey, 1270 CJCB.